You're listening to Upcycling with Deb. I'm your host, Deb Colameta. You can reach me on Instagram and Facebook at Deb Colameta. You can also go to my website, thedebsite.com. Recently, in the spirit of trying to lighten the mood around our house and infuse a little bit more fun, playfulness, laughter into our space to raise that vibration of energy in our home, we've been implementing something that my mom had done a couple of times or many times when we were growing up. It's a silly thing that she would say if she, in the rare instance, when she made a mistake. So she would shout this phrase and make a kind of a mockery of herself if she made a mistake. And she would do it in a big dramatic way, and we would all kind of stop and laugh and just get a kick out of ourselves. And I think that's how I learned how to laugh at my own self and my own mistakes. So when she would do something, forget an ingredient in a recipe, or more often when people would say, oh, this wasn't done right, or gee, I wish we could have done it this way, my mom would say, mistake, mistake, I made a mistake. Everyone, I made a mistake, to kind of like say, all right, I messed up, move on, who cares? Just to kind of make light of it, like, everyone stop the presses. Mom made a mistake. And it also taught us not just to laugh at it, but to make light of it. Like, we all make mistakes. It's okay. It's okay to stop and, not be so critical of ourselves, of other people. That's totally part of life. It's part of growing and learning. I really loved that message that when we make a mistake, we should be laughing at it. We should announce it. We shouldn't try to cover it up or try to do something different about it. When we make a mistake, it's okay to laugh about it. It's okay to call attention to it. It's okay to make it into a learning experience. Also, to not be so critical of other people. So I do that myself. I missed a turn when I was driving along with Ray, and he's like, the turn was back there. You missed the turn. And I was, all of a sudden, instead of getting angry of him pointing out where I made a mistake, because I kind of knew where I was going, but I didn't know where I'd be able to make a U-turn. So rather than, I just figured I had more time before I would have to make the left turn, but it snuck up on me and I couldn't get over early enough. I figured I would overshoot it and backtrack. And in that half a mile, he was like, yeah, you should have turned back there. And why didn't you turn back there? And so all of a sudden, as if programmed, I said, mistake, mistake, everyone on the road today. I made a mistake. I made the wrong turn. I missed my turn. He looked at me like, are you cracking up legitimately? And we just kind of laughed about it together. And we got there safely, and that was the end of that. But I thought, I'm going to bring that back with my own kids, because we're often like trying to course correct with our kids. And it's such a delicate balance. I don't know if I'm supposed to be helping my kids do better by like pointing out, okay, well, you could be doing it this way, or I don't want to be a nag. I'm so tired of nagging them to do things. But on the other hand, I'm trying to just teach them what they need to be doing, and hopefully something sticks. So now my kids have kind of picked up on this. So if I say, you did this backwards, or this goes in here, they'll say, mistake, mistake, I made a mistake. And it's kind of a lighthearted way to say, like, okay, everybody lighten up. We all make mistakes. It's fine. It's okay. It's part of the learning process. Thanks for listening to this episode of Upcycling with Deb. I'm your host, Deb Colameta. Visit me on my website, thedebsite.com, and get your free downloadable guide.